Children, today we are going to start up with the new chapter gravitation. This is depending upon our previous chapter force and laws of motion. So we have got a new concept, that is universal law of gravitation. Here what happens, every particle in the universe, it attracts every other particle. So each mass particle of the universe, it attracts other mass particle. So the force of attraction between them, between the two particles, it is due to the masses. They have different masses. So because it depends upon the different masses, there will be a force of attraction. So this is called as gravitational force of attraction. For example, you take two bodies of masses m1 and m2, and they are separated by a distance r. So we have a small derivation over here. Let the two bodies have masses m1 and m2, and they are separated by a distance. Let the distance between them is small r. So the force of attraction between them, it depends upon the product of their masses. F is directly proportional to m1 into m. Let the bodies have masses m1 and m2. Let the distance between the two bodies be r. So the force of attraction between them is given by F. So the force of attraction between the two bodies, it depends directly proportional to product of their masses. So F is directly proportional to m1 into m2. F is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So F is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. If you combine these two, you will write a combined equation. F is proportional to m1 m2 by r square. To remove this proportionality, we add a constant. So F is equal to g m1 m2 by r square. This g is called as gravitational constant. So SI units of g, how do you calculate? G is equal to, if you cross multiply, F into r square divided by m1 m2. So G is called as the gravitational constant. So SI units will be Newton meter square by kg square. How did you get? Newton is SI unit of force, and R meter square is the SI unit of this distance, and m1 m2, the SI units are kg. So Newton meter square by kg square, and the G value, it is a constant value, it is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square by kg square. Concept, force due to gravity. What is that force? Force with which the earth attracts any other body. For example, let us take Fb, the force due to gravity on a body whose mass is 1 kg. It is kept on the surface of the earth. Now let us see how does that force due to gravity acts on that particular body. F is equal to Gm. This is M, means capital M is mass of the earth and small m is mass of the body, and r is the radius of the earth. From here only I have written this. F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. No, the same thing I have written. F is equal to G, instead of m1 m2 I wrote it as capital M and small m. Capital M is mass of the earth whose value is 5.96 into 10 power 24 kgs, and mass of the body is 1 kg, and radius of the earth is 6.37 into 10 power 6 meters. So F is equal to, substitute these values. G value already I have given 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square by kg square. Substituting these values, F is equal to 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 into mass of the earth is 5.96 into 10 power 24 into 1 is the 1 kg of that particular body, and r is the radius of the earth, that is 6.37 into 10 power 6 whole square, no, r square, no. So if you do the cancellation, you will get 9.8 newtons. This is how you calculate the force due to gravity. Concept is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration means what? Increasing speed. No, here I have got the pen in my hand. If I leave it, what will happen? Automatically it will fall down, because the earth is pulling it down. The force of earth is pulling it down. So the rate at which the velocity of a freely falling body increases is called as acceleration due to gravity. Here when I have caught it in my hand, it is at rest. When I have left it, what happens? The freely falling body, this body is going to fall freely with the increasing velocity. So the rate at which the velocity of a freely falling body increases is called as acceleration due to gravity. This is represented by small g, and SI units are meter per second square. You know, no acceleration, SI units are meter per second square. This is also same, and value of g is 9.8 meter per second square. And remember, this g is a vector quantity because it is directed vertically downwards towards the center of earth. So if I leave it, what happens? It will not go up, no, it will directly fall onto the ground. So this is about acceleration due to gravity. Concept is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration means what? Increasing speed, no? Here I have got the pen in my hand. If I leave it, what will happen? Automatically it will fall down because the earth is pulling it down. The force of earth is pulling it down. So the rate at which the velocity of a freely falling body increases is called as acceleration due to gravity. Here when I have caught it in my hand, it is at rest. When I have left it, what happens? The freely falling body, this body is going to fall freely with the increasing velocity. So the rate at which the velocity of a freely falling body increases is called as acceleration due to gravity. This is represented by small g, and SI units are meter per second square. You know, no acceleration, SI units are meter per second square. This is also same, and value of g is 9.8 meter per second square. And remember, this g is a vector quantity because it is directed vertically downwards towards the center of earth. So if I leave it, what happens? It will not go up, no, it will directly fall onto the ground. So this is about acceleration due to gravity. Let us see very important concept, equations of motion of a freely falling body, or when a body is thrown up. For example, the first equation is v is equal to u plus at. For a body which is thrown down, that means freely falling body, its acceleration due to gravity will be plus g. And its initial velocity will be 0 because initially when it is at rest, initial velocity will be 0. When it is thrown down, what happens? It is pulled towards the earth. So you will take it as plus g. So substituting u is equal to 0 and g is equal to g plus g. So you will be getting the equation as v is equal to gt. Similarly, if the same body is thrown up with some initial velocity, okay, you are giving some initial velocity u meters per second. After reaching to a certain height, v value will become 0 and it goes with a negative acceleration because it is going against the acceleration due to gravity. So it is going against the earth. So v is equal to 0 and g is minus g. So the same equation, v is equal to u plus at, but here you will take v is equal to 0, u you will take, and a will be, you will take it as minus gt. Bring this gt here, so u is equal to gt. This is first equation of motion when a body is thrown down as well as when it is thrown up. Let us see the g value on moon when compared to that of the earth. There is a slight variation between g value of moon and g value on the earth. We have the relation g is equal to capital G m by r square. If you are talking about earth, on the surface of the earth, g value on the earth is g m by r square. G is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11, that we know. And mass is mass of the earth, that is 5.96 into 10 power 24 kgs. And radius of the earth is 6.37 into 10 power 6 whole square. If you calculate, you will get it as 9.8 meter per second square. Now we will calculate the g value on moon, small g value on the moon. So g is again 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Here this value is m, here you will take it as the mass of the moon. Mass of the moon is 7.36 into 10 power 22, and radius of the moon, r value, here you will take radius of the moon 1.75 into 10 power 6 whole square. So if you calculate, you will get it as 1.6 meter per second square. Now if you compare these two, see 9.8 is 6 times that of 1.6. So here you will take g value of the moon is 1 by 6th of G value of Earth. Yes or not? Almost nearly 1 by 6th of that. 1.6 is 1 by 6th of that 9.8 meter per second square. This value is very, very important in doing our numericals. Let us see the important concept, the difference between mass and weight. Generally, mass means actual quantity of matter contained in a body. For example, a person's mass, if you talk, you would say it is his mass is some 40 kgs or 50 kgs. So, like that, quantity of matter contained in a particular body is mass. It is a scalar quantity and SI units are kgs, and mass is constant everywhere. For example, a person's mass is 50 kgs here, he will be 50 kgs everywhere in the universe. So, and one more thing, mass cannot be zero. It is a scalar quantity. Coming to the weight, weight means force with which it is attracted. That means the body, force with which the body is attracted towards the center of the earth. And this weight is nothing but the vector quantity. SI units is Newton, because force and weight are same. So SI units is Newton. Weight of the body can be zero because at the center of the earth, the G value will be almost zero at the center of the earth. That is about the difference between mass and weight. See the variation of the G value. So if you are talking about the earth, it is bulged at the equator and it is narrow at the poles. So radius value will be maximum at the equator and it will be minimum at the poles. And see here, if you talk about the relation, G is inversely proportional to radius. That means as radius increases, G value decreases. So G at poles, acceleration due to gravity at poles, the radius of the earth is minimum. Okay, it is at minimum at the poles, no? So G value will be maximum because it is inversely proportional. Whereas G value at the equator what is happening? The radius of the earth is maximum. Radius of the earth is maximum. So G value will be minimum. So this is about the variation of G value of the earth. See the second equation of motion, S is equal to ut plus half at square. So for a freely falling body, again it is plus g and initial velocity will be 0, and when it is thrown, freely falling body, it is thrown from a certain height, then this S you will represent it as h, and u is what? 0. So 0 into t plus half, this is plus gt, no? So a will become plus gt square. So h is equal to 0 into t is 0 half gt square. For the same body, if it is thrown up with some initial velocity u meters per second, after reaching to a certain height, you will have v is equal to 0 and g is minus g. So in this point, it's the same equation, ut plus half at square, what you will take? S is h and you have taken some value, but g is minus. So a you will take it as minus g, no? So minus half gt square. This is the second equation of motion for a freely falling body as well as when a body is thrown up. See the third equation of motion, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So for a freely falling body, here again you will take plus g and u is equal to 0. So you will write v square minus 0 is equal to, instead of acceleration, you will take acceleration due to gravity as plus g. So 2 plus g into s. So entire thing will be positive. And here it is a freely falling body, no? Instead of s, you will take it as h. So v square is equal to 2gh. If the body is thrown up with some initial velocity, what happens? Final velocity will become 0 and acceleration you will take it as minus g. The same equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. V is how much? 0. 0 minus u you will take u only is equal to 2a. Instead of a you will write minus g. So 2 into minus g s into h. So you will write minus u square is equal to minus 2gh. Okay. This is minus 2gh. So minus and minus you will be cancelling. You will get u square is equal to 2gh. You can even write h is equal to u square by 2g. This is also very important formula. So these formulas are very important in order to solve the equations of motion. You will be having a lot of numericals based upon these formulae.